Happy race day. We're road course racing today, y'all, at COTA. But first we have Atlanta that didn't come without its drama. Yeah. Carson Hoofcar definitely didn't make any friends on the track, evidently. There was a nice line of people to talk to him after the race ended at Atlanta. I feel like we almost have a Ross Chastain 2.0. That's what I feel to an extent with that. And I personally don't have an overall issue as long as we're not crashing thousands of vehicles or hundreds or even tens of vehicles, because that's a lot of money to have crashed all the time. And I get it. Still, he's an aggressive driver. I miss parts of that in Ross Chastain because he was very aggressive as well. When he was started, and he was very aggressive until a conversation with Rick Hendricks. I don't know exactly what that conversation said. I don't know. But other than, dude, you got to stop wrecking our cars. And from there, we haven't seen as much aggression from him. Does Carson have some things that he absolutely needs to clean up? 100%. You've got to, if you're going to have aggression, you've got to have wins and things like that to back your aggression up. And he doesn't quite have that yet. So, and then we also have the issue where Kyle Larson wasn't quite clear and collected Austin Cindric in an accident. And that was a pretty not Austin Cindric made it pretty clear. And when he got out of the med center, they said not clear. Awesome. Sarcastically. They said that on the radio, but they also said that, after he got checked in the info care center. And but I have to hand it to Larson. He said, I'm pretty sure he's like, I haven't seen a replay, but I'm pretty sure that was my fault. So hats off to Larson for saying, hey, I'm pretty sure this is my fault. Hopefully him and Cindric had a chance to talk, do whatever they need to do after that, to clear the air, however they want to proceed and move forward. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays, because, I understand Austin Cindric, he had a very fast car. The Fords, I will say, were very fast. Josh Berry won stage 1. And yes, I know that I have him in his Xfinity uniform from last year, everyone. I do know this. As soon as I can get to a race this season, I will get a new Josh Berry photo. I didn't get to a whole lot of races last year. For those that don't know, I am immunocompromised, so I am working on that. I don't make it to as many races as I like to anymore, because I have no immune system to be around hundreds of people all at one time and not get severely sick. So yes, I do know that Josh Berry is in a Ford with the Wood brothers, everyone. I do know. Thank you. I will make sure that if I need to, I'll crop out the little Chevy for you. I understand the Ford versus Chevy people. We have the same thing in my household. We have the people that are Chevy fans, and we have people that are Ford fans. So I understand, and I understand, having your favorite driver too. We have Kyle Larson, who really does really poorly, honestly, at super speedway or even mini super speedway racing, who won stage 2, and it almost looked like he was gonna win stage 3 until the issue with Austin Cindric and caused the accident, which led to overtime. I told my husband before the race, I was like, just prepare. We're going into overtime. He looked at me, he goes, why? I was like, it's going to happen. Overtime's going to happen. He's like, no, we're going to have a smooth race. It's like, okay. Just you wait and see. Right there. Oh, look. He goes, I just like you very much. Yep. Overtime. And then that led him and basically Christopher Bell. Him and Christopher Bell are always going to be battling it out. They battle it out on dirt. They battle it out practically everywhere. So him and Christopher Bell, they are two that will cleanly, I have to say, battle things out. And be very respectful to one another. And that's what happened. Very last lap. Christopher Bell got around Kyle Larson and went on to win the race. Kyle Larson came in second, which, is for him in this situation, I would say respectable, because normally he gets crashed out or has crashed himself out because he has gotten in his head and and it's just not been the way he wanted it to go. So we had Christopher Bell for the winner. Why is this not doing what I need to? Oh, sorry, he was third. Christopher Bell, Carson, Kyle, and then Kyle, Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, and then Bubba Wallace and John Hunter Nemechek. We had 50 lead changes among 15 drivers and 11 caution flags for 63 total laps. We had quite a few penalties for commitment line violations. Pitting before pit road was open. Removing equipment from pit stalls. Speeding on pit road. Crew members being over the wall. Denny Hamlin got hit with a big one with driving through too many pit boxes. So, yeah, that was a big one for him. But a lot of them were pitting before pit road was open. And a lot of that was because they were involved in an accident. So, they took themselves right to the pit road. I don't blame them. And or speeding and crewmen over the wall. I think I do like the new option to be able to go to the garage and fix what needs to be fixed if you can't fix it on pit road. So I do like that. Whereas before you didn't really have that option, depending on what it is. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Now, I did see where that became an issue later. They got, Ty Gibbs fixed up. And then he was later involved in another accident. So it turned around and caused another accident. He didn't necessarily cause another accident, but, he was definitely involved in another accident. So his poor race car was already tore up to start with, and then you have that happen. It was just not his day at all. They did announce this week that we should get the appeal for the equipment violation, basically, for Chase Briscoe this coming week. He basically said, I'm focused on winning while they appeal it. So that is set to happen this week. NASCAR did finally set a date for that to happen at the end of this week. They said, hey, we'll hear your appeal and go move forward from there. So to expand on Carson tonight, it looks like Carson, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, and Ross Chastain. And Carson's response, we're here to win a race, not be a boy band and love each other and play on the playground together. Is what he said on pit road surrounded by reporters. So, yeah. Kyle Busch said he had a lot of close calls, and which caused Kyle Busch to lift, and he put him into the fence in stage 1. So he's definitely not making friends at all, and that's okay. If you don't want to make friends, you don't have to make friends, but you do have to remember that you race against these guys every week. And that can be a good thing or that can be a bad thing, because the relationship can go both ways. They can be like, okay, this is how you want to race me. Well, this is how I'm going to race you. You want to be aggressive and not be respectful, then this is how I'm not going to be respectful to you right back. And most of the drivers, I have to say, most tend to not be that way. But we'll have to see how that continues to unfold in his second year. I get that he's trying to win races, but at the same time, you got to remember, you're not the only car on the racetrack too. So, but we do head to COTA for our third race of the year. And this is the earliest so far that we've had COTA since 2021. It looks like Connor Zilch, I'm pretty sure I just butchered his last name, is slated to make his Cup Series debut with Trackhouse. He won yesterday in the Xfinity, but he is set to make his debut today in the 87 Chevrolet with Darren Grubb as his crew chief. So we'll have to keep an eye on him because, like I said, he did rally. I think he had to go to the rear yesterday, if I recall, and rallied his way all the way back up. So this is our fifth race at Circuits of America for COTA. They did make this a mile shorter. So they increased the number of laps. We were at 68 laps, so we are now at 95 laps. It is 2.4 miles, 20 turns. And so it should be about a minute faster overall. I'm interested to see how that's going to play out over the entire broadcast. They should have multiple people showing multiple things overall, I hope. It's definitely for me a harder race to watch personally, but that is just the way I see it. So it equals to 228 miles for today. Stage 1 ends at lap 20, stage 2 at lap 45, and then we don't usually have overtime in these, so should be right around 95. It will be broadcast at 3:30, with green flag waving at 3:50, right at 3:49, 3:50. Last year, William Byron held off a late charge by Christopher Bell for his first victory at COTA. Looks like it's supposed to be a high of 80 and a 15% chance of rain. Now, I will say, again, because it is a road course, they should have rain tires and wipers available for them to be able to race in the rain if we have that issue. So that rain shouldn't be an issue. I know one year we did have an issue at COTA where they did have to throw a flag and get some of that track dried off because it did become dangerous because of the standing water on the track. So that would be the only issue. But they do have rain tires. For today, we have Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, then Carson, Daniel Suarez SVG, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, and Todd Gilliland are your top 10 starters, which is pretty shocking. For me, Kyle Busch being one of those is what is shocking to me. Tyler Reddick, or I should say Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace being the shocking parts, because Bubba Wallace doesn't tend to do well at road courses overall. One. Tyler Reddick, I can see. Chase Elliott, I can see. Carson's done fairly well at them. Daniel Suarez has won one. SVG, we've seen him come in and literally win Chicago without an issue. So those I can, for the most part, I can see them without an issue. But yeah, there was a couple like, what? Christopher Bell also, he's starting 19th. So that one's a little back there that I wasn't expecting to start so far back. For someone that tends to do well on them. And Connor, that's coming in for Trackhouse, is starting 14th. So today's they should be, if they're continuing the rules from last year, doing stage breaks. I haven't heard of any rule changes where they changed the rules from last year again back to non-stage breaks. I personally would like it where it goes back to we don't have stage breaks in these, and let the crew chiefs in the cars make up their own strategies on how to win these races for the road courses. That's just me personally. I like it better that way. But I haven't heard of any changes, and so it seems like we'll still have road courses with stage breaks. So, anyway, happy Sunday, happy race day, and let's see what happens at COTA, and we'll be back next week. Have a great Sunday, y'all. Bye.